Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to Living Inspired with Autism, a podcast for parents raising extraordinary children on the autism spectrum. I'm your host, Antoinette, and today we are going to take a walk. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into my walking practice. And I know that it may sound simple, maybe even trivial, but stay with me because this could be the work for you too. I think many autism parents are going through a really hard time right now. We're navigating meetings and all sorts of medical things, our children's challenging behaviors, and it drains us emotionally. We're processing new diagnoses or evaluations. We're dealing with the meltdowns that just leave us depleted. We're explaining our children's needs to people who just don't get it. And then we're doing all this while the world continues spinning with its own challenges. Some days just getting up and showing up feels like a miracle, doesn't it? I coach autism parents across the full spectrum of experiences, from those in the darkest moments of despair after things that are happening in their life to celebrating milestones that others may take for granted. But we know that the mountains are conquered. And through it all, I keep coming back to one question. How do we get through it? How do we keep ourselves sane? How do we continue to live in this world that demands so much from us in a way that allows us some peace? For me, the answer that has made the biggest difference actually is so simple and it's almost ridiculous. Walking. So I've always loved walking and I've not really done much of it since Max was born. But my signature goal this year is to get that bikini fitness model body. And apparently the latter now, the fitness model body, is a new category in the fitness competition world. So good news for those of us who do not want to walk around looking like ripped, but yet we want to be fit and toned and healthy, of course. I digress. Since the end of December, walking is now a daily part of my life. But able to get outside and go for a walk every single day has really been my anchor. I think it closely related to mental processing and emotional regulation we do during these walks, which is why I often combine it with audiobooks or even listening to coaching. Now, as parents, we spend so much of our time and energy being hyper vigilant, don't we? I mean, we're constantly scanning the environments for potential triggers and dangers. We are reading our child's cues. We are anticipating needs. We're preventing meltdowns. We're educating others. We're advocating in meetings. And then we still got our own lives to worry about. It's exhausting. Our nervous systems really get a chance to rest. Now, walking gives your nervous system that reset it so desperately needs. And when your nervous system is regulated, you become a regulation anchor for yourself and for your child. This isn't just a nice theory. This is neuroscience. Your calm creates space for your children's calm. So there are 3 types of walk that I recommend, and each serves a different purpose in your well-being journey. The first is what I call the silent walk. This is where you walk in complete silence. No music, no podcasts, no phone calls, just you and your thoughts. Now, I know some of you, the whole idea of being alone with your thoughts might sound terrifying rather than peaceful. But hear me out. For the first half hour or so, your brain is going to be buzzing with all the things that you need to do, all the worries about the things that you keep taking care of, all the questions that you have, and then all about your life. Just let it happen. I sometimes even take notes or send myself quick messages just to myself, just about things that I need to remember. But then something magical happens. The brain settles. The water underneath the waves becomes still. and you start to connect with yourself beyond your role as a parent, a person, a wife, a partner. You remember who you are underneath all of those things. And as parents, we often lose ourselves in the identity of caregivers. And the silent walk helps you find yourself again. It helps you connect with what is important for you. Now, the second type of walk is the friendship walk. This is where you perhaps are walking with a friend, either physically together or you're on the phone having a chat. This isn't just any conversation though. This is deep, meaningful connection with someone who gets it. I have a walking buddy who's also an autism mom, and our conversations on these walks go places they never would sitting across a coffee table. There's something about the rhythm of walking side by side, you're looking forward, that opens up a different kind of honesty. We coach each other through challenges. Sometimes we celebrate wins. Sometimes we just laugh or cry together. Now, if you don't have someone in your life who truly understands this journey that we're on, find your people. We are all around. Join support groups, reach out online, or consider working with a coach like me who specializes in supporting autism parents. Then invite them for a walk. Or I will invite you on a walk if you actually live in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Okay, the third type of walk is the learning walk. This is where you listen to audiobooks, podcasts, or educational content while walking. Now, as parents, we're also constantly researching and learning, not just about autism, but inspiring things for yourself, uplifting things for yourself. But sitting at a computer for hours, scrolling through all these forums, isn't great for our well-being. So taking that learning outside in nature and combine it with the movement and the fresh air actually transforms the experience. Now, I've discovered some of my most helpful insights are while listening to books while on walks, and sometimes about the physical movement actually helps that information integrate differently. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That sounds lovely, but when exactly am I supposed to fit in these walks? I can barely shower in peace. And I get it, the logistics can be overwhelming. So let me just share some practical ways to make this work. First, aim for consistency over duration. A 15-minute walk is better than no walk. A 5-minute around the block walk is better than that. If a 2-hour hike isn't realistic in your life right now, that's completely fine. Just start where you are. Secondly, get creative with childcare. Can your partner take over for 30 minutes after dinner? Can you exchange childcare time with maybe another parent? And if your child is in school or therapy, can you use that time for a quick walk instead of just sitting in the waiting room or running errands? Thirdly, consider including your child if it's appropriate or if you can. Some autistic children love walking outdoors, especially in nature where the sensory input tends to be more soothing than overwhelming. Now, this won't give you the same mental space as walking alone, but it can be its own kind of beautiful practice. We usually go for a walking trail pretty much every weekend, and sometimes it's in the forest and other times it's on a paved walkway. And then on those times, Max and I have a chance to kick his rugby ball around. Or if we are in the forest, sometimes he will just stop and look up, which reminds me to do the same, just to be present, to listen to the birds, to look up. And finally, remember, this isn't about getting fit or some external goal. This is about creating a sanctuary for yourself while you are in crazy challenges. Walk at whatever pace feels good. Go whatever distance works for you. The goal is peace, not performance. So what I found is that this walking practice doesn't just make me feel better in the moment, it absolutely changes how I show up as a parent. I'm calmer during meltdowns or behaviors. I am more present during play. I'm more effective in meetings. I'm more patient during therapies. And I'm even more present with my clients when we are on Zoom. Now, my walking practice creates a foundation of well-being that supports everything else. And I've seen the same transformations in the parents that I coach who walk. One mom I work with started with just 10 minutes of walking each morning before her son woke up. And within a month, she told me, for the first time, I feel like I can breathe again. And another dad incorporated walking into his evening routine and shared that it completely changed his ability to transition from work to home without bringing that stress into his home life. What I know for sure is that we cannot pour from empty cups. And as parents, our cups are drained constantly, and walking just helps refill them. So here's my invitation to you. Join me for a 30-day Autism Parent Walking Challenge. For the next 30 days, commit to a consistent walking practice. You choose the duration and the frequency that works for your life. Maybe it's 15 minutes 3 times a week. Maybe it's 30 minutes every day, whatever feels doable for you. And then try all the 3 types of walks, the silent, the friendship, and the learning walk. And notice which resonates most with you and what do you feel like doing on that day. Notice how they affect your mood, how they affect your energy and your patience, and even your creativity and problem-solving challenges. So I do have a private Facebook group, and you can share your experiences of this challenge where we can support each other. We can celebrate our commitment to self-care as a non-negotiable. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It is the most important thing that you can do for you and your kiddo. Your regulated presence is a gift to them. Your well-being creates the foundation for theirs. Now, before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a thought. We don't have to wait for our circumstances to change to experience calm. We don't have to wait until therapies or other things outside of us are perfect. Because this is our life. We can begin cultivating calm right now, exactly where we are, step by step. Remember that you were made for this journey. Your child chose the exact parent that they needed. And one step at a time, you're creating a beautiful path forward. So this is your host, Antoinette, signing off. See you all on the trail.